Several people wrote to me privately and asked me about a video for doing latch on. Since I'd already done one for latching off, well, that's probably a pretty good idea. So what we do is we start with another slip knot. We've done this slip knot many times before. So we're going to have that, and what we do is we're going to pull our needles out to the E position, or the furthest open position. Make sure all of your needles the latches are completely open, because when you start knitting across on this first row, you need to make sure that they are. You're going to take our little loop here, and you're going to hook it and come under the first needle. Don't have this loop so tight that it's just barely fitting on the hook. You need to have looseness here. You need to have somewhat of a loop. You don't want to have it super tight. Also, release some of your yarn so that it's kind of floating around back here a little bit, because you're going to take care of it in a little bit here. You want to have your loop right around that large, the difference between one peg and another, the first and the second peg of your gate pegs, gate posts, whatever you call them. And then you're going to come up here and you're going to latch down. And you're going to go to the next one, and always try and keep it around the width of your posts. It's really an awful lot easier. You won't end up having it too tight or too loose, because having something that is too tight or too loose, of course, is going to throw your gauge off. It's going to throw the look of your finished item off. Now let's go up here and whoopsie. Okay, got to go down through there. Let's get all of that done up. And now the last loop here, you have to take and put it over your needle. Okay? And then you're going to take this yarn and put it down here, and then thread it into your machine. Make sure you scoot your stitches back flat against the pegs. Now we're just going to knit across. I always do it in one number on a latch hook cast on. I always do it one number larger than what I'm going to be doing on my regular knit. If I am knitting at, say, number 12, I'll do it push it up to 13, or if I'm knitting on number 10 with that weight of yarn, I'll push it up to number 11. So what we do is we're going to come across, and we need to get our little weight on here. I'll show you what this looks like. Let's get our little ribber weight that I like to use. And then we're just going to go back and forth here a little bit. And then we take off our weight. Now for your last stitch there, it seemed it was a little bit large. Well, you can go ahead and you can work that into your knitting, just pulling it through a little bit. You don't have to pull it through a lot, and you can work it back in through the rest of the knitting. But that's what your latch on is going to look like. It's good and firm. You are not going to be able to stretch it very much, not like the stretch in your actual knit that you've got showing here.